Okay, so you may be wondering, I've now identified the scholarships that I'm eligible for. I've gotten the scholarship tracker. I have all my scholarships I'm interested in ready. Now, how do I build a competitive profile? How can I be a competitive candidate for those scholarships, even if I don't feel enough? Because sometimes you may not feel that you are good enough for those opportunities. Maybe your GPA is low, your grades are not good, and you feel like I'm not good enough for these scholarships. But how do I build a competitive profile? This is what we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to cover what makes a strong scholarship applicant, how to build leadership, community service, and impact, how to position your story effectively, and how to approach applications with a low GPA. Before we do that, be sure to get the scholarship success guide so that you can have the information at your fingertip. You'll be able to read through the guide and follow step by step so that you can submit strong applications. Get it through the link in the video description. Now let's go to building your profile. First of all, let's look at what scholarship committees are looking for. Most scholarships are looking for academic ability. Do you have the ability to undertake a postgraduate study? Maybe a postgraduate degree. If it's a PhD, do you have that ability? Do you have the capability to do a research degree? Because PhD is demanding, not just PhD, postgraduate is demanding, but do you have that ability? You have to demonstrate that I am ready, I am capable, I am able to do this. And then leadership potential. Do you have leadership potential, especially for scholarships that focus on leadership and impact, community impact? Do you have clear goals in your personal statement? Are your goals clear? Is your personal statement sound? And then alignment with their mission. Scholarships have missions, they also have their own goals. Do you align with those goals? If there is a mismatch, then you are likely not going to be selected. So you have to align with the mission of the scholarship. You have to align with the goals of the scholarship. That's the first thing that you need to look into. The scholarships that you have selected that you are eligible for, go and read the requirements and understand who they are looking for. Who is the candidate they are looking for? Are you that candidate? Are you matching the profile of the candidate the scholarship is looking for? If not, maybe those are not suitable options. Or what can you do to be that candidate? What do you need to improve to become the candidate they are looking for? Okay? And then here's the difference between an average and a strong applicant. When you're an average applicant, you just list achievements. I did this, I did that, I did this. Okay, so so what? what what impact did you make with those achievements? So for you to be a strong candidate, you have to show impact. This is what I did. This is the impact that I made. This is the change that I drove, or the change that I made in my society, in my community. You focus only on grades. If you just focus on grades, you unless you are targeting merit based scholarships. But if you are targeting other scholarships, you have to be a well rounded individual. You have to show both grades and also impact. Explain your experience and why it matters, how it relates to the scholarship. So when you're an average applicant, you also lack clear direction. There's no direction. Your documents are not communicating clearly. We don't understand what you're saying. The person who is reading your scholarship, your statement, your essays, they don't understand. There's no direction. They don't understand what you are trying to convey, what you are trying to explain. So for you to be a strong applicant, you have to demonstrate growth. You have to be clear. There has to be clarity. You have to connect your past, your present, and your future. What happened in the past? And what did that past ignite in you, or what did the past do for your present? And then currently in the present, what is inspiring your future? There has to be a connection, which is where your story comes in. What happened in the past? What is happening in the present? What will happen in the future? So present your story in a such way that it makes you a compelling candidate. Your story, show how your story matters, show how your story is unique, and your story should align with the mission of the scholarship, the goals of the scholarship. Okay, always ask yourself, why does this matter? If I'm saying I face this, why does it matter? What contribution or what value does it add to my application? So you need to ask yourself that question. Okay, and then let's look at the leadership, community, and service impact. If you are not a strong candidate grade wise, then perhaps you should focus on your leadership, community service, and impact. If you don't have the experience, go get the experience. Go volunteer, take initiative, participate in something, solve problems, create change, big or small. Just make a difference in the lives of people. Give back, mentor others, volunteer, contribute to a community. There are various ways that you can get involved to build your profile, to build your leadership, your community service, and your impact. So if you know that you are not strong academically, go build your experience so that you can you can compete from that angle. Now you may be wondering, okay, what if I have a low GPA? If you have a low GPA, it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't stand a chance. You do stand a chance. If you are telling yourself, I have a low GPA, I don't stand a chance, that is not always true. There are many ways you can do to boost your GPA, which is what I've already explained. Go and get leadership experience, community service, and impact. Write strong personal statements. Focus on growth and overcoming challenges. Don't magnify your low GPA. Don't make it such a big deal. Explain why the GPA is low, what happened, how did you grow from that, what did you do after the low GPA to improve yourself, to improve your profile. Don't magnify it. Don't make it the center of your application, the center of your essay, the center of your personal statement. Because if you do that, you are disqualifying yourself, because you are telling the person, I am not qualified, my GPA is low. But if you say my GPA is low, but this is what I did to boost myself as a candidate, as a strong candidate. I got involved in community service. I did this, I did that. I took some short courses, or this is what I got involved in. Then you are making yourself a competitive candidate, because your application is evaluated as a whole. So you just have to explain in your personal statement, in your essays, in your documents. You just have to demonstrate the growth, the how did you overcome the low GPA. Okay, and you also need to track your experiences as you get involved in leadership, community service, impact. You have to track that so that you know what you have been involved in. Sometimes you are required to show the number of hours you were involved in those activities. If you don't document that, you will likely not have um, an accurate number. And also, when you document, looking back, you are able to write very strong essays, because you have the information. You wrote the information when it was fresh. Let's say this week you get involved in a litter campaign. You go and pick litter and clean the city. And then when you come back and you log that, you write what happened, you reflect on that. It's still fresh. So you are able to document it well. You're able to document it properly, because it's a fresh experience. rather than doing it now and then trying to scratch your head 2 months later trying to write an essay about it. Because you didn't document, you are not going to write it as strongly as you would when you were reflecting at the time the activity happened. So to help you with that, I created an activity log that you can use to log your activities, to log your projects and your activities. You will have different categories. There are upcoming projects that you are involved in, those that are in progress, and those that have completed. So for each project, when you open, this is just a screenshot, but for each project, when you open a project, you will have some prompts, some questions to help you reflect on the activity. What happened during the activity? What did you learn? What skills did you gain? So you are able to document that experience after each activity. Over time, you document your impact, you track your leadership, your community service, your voluntary work, and that makes it easy to tell your story. That makes it easy to write your personal statement. That makes it easy to write your essay. So you can get this activity log through the link in the description. Go and get it, log your activities, start with the old ones, and then document the current ones. Okay, the link is in the description. Now let's move. Here's a reflection for you. Take a moment to think about, where are your strongest experiences right now? Where can you improve? Are you clearly communicating your story and achievements? How can you strengthen your profile over the next few months? And what will you start tracking today? Are you tracking your experiences? If not, you have to get started today. So, what's next? We will be looking at preparing your core document, your application document, your scholarship application document. Get the scholarship success guide, read it, and prepare for this module. I'll see you in the next video.